Hello and welcome to 50 Fabulous Knits. My name is Pia. I am a Danish knitter, currently living in Italy with my husband Peter and my little dog Miss. I'm so happy that you're joining me here today for a little chat about yarn and knitting. I really hope that you're going to enjoy the episode. Today I am wearing my Be Beautiful. It's a hot day, but I'm able to wear knits as long as it's as light as this one. And I just realized that I'm too close to the camera. I'm going to stand up so I can show the t-shirt properly. So it is, a very plain t-shirt, lots of positive ease, short sleeves, just with a rolled over hem and a V-neck also with a rolled over hem. But then the ribbing on the body here is like a little wavy pattern created, of course, by increases and decreases. It's just such a nice little touch. And then on the back, I hope that you can see that I have 3 little bees flying down my neck. So yeah, super sweet and easy to wear summer top. The yarn that I used for this one is a perfect summer yarn in my opinion. It's a blend of alpaca, linen and silk, which when I first heard about it, I was like, no, that's a strange mix. That's not gonna work. I'm sorry, Misa is pushing the camera because she wants attention, but she's gonna lay down now. Hope no one got seasick from that. Anyway, the yarn. When I first heard about a mix of alpaca, linen and silk, I was like, how is that gonna work? But it really works out perfectly, because the alpaca gives it just a little bit of a halo. The linen gives it this stitch definition and like a little bit roughness in the texture. And the silk gives it all the shine and the softness. So this is really a yarn that I love. Yeah, I am, of course, it's a fingering weight yarn, and I am considering knitting myself a long sleeve version of this one, maybe in a sport weight to get like a little heavier sweater. I easily be able to get gauge with a sport weight as well. So that's probably, no, it's not the next thing on my list, but it's on my knit list for sure. I'm of course gonna link both to the pattern and the yarn and my show notes in the description box below. This week, I have 2 finished objects. And the first one is one that returning viewers have seen so many times. My scrappy shawl. This long shawl, knit in stripes of all your scraps and leftovers, and you can see the construction. It's like a wing shape, a deep V that I have then filled out with a huge square of 1 color lace. And what that means is that when you're wearing the shawl, I can't believe I'm doing this, you can actually choose if you want the lace work, the 1 color section to be the main attraction, or if you want to emphasize the stripes and all the colors. So yeah, I am so happy with my shawl. It has been a long time coming, and that's not because, I mean, a big shawl is always like a big project, but it was so much fun to knit because of the stripes and because the lace here is such a simple and short pattern repeat. So you memorize it more or less right away. And it works a little like stripes. You're always like, I just want to start the next. I just want to finish this repeat. The thing is, I ran out of yarn. I thought that I'd be able to get this huge square out of one skein of fingering weight. Now, of course I couldn't. I don't know what I've been thinking. But when I was maybe 1/3 of the way, I realized I was gonna run out. So I contacted the dyer. She is a Knitter's World Danish hand dyer, and I'll of course link her below because she created this beautiful gray color. It's just such a beautiful gray. It's so deep and luscious, and it's just everything I want in a gray color. And she was kind, and I was lucky. She had one skein left of this base. She had time to dye it up, and she was going to Italy on vacation. So I met up with her. She gave me the skein that I needed, and I was able to finish my shawl. And now the shawl, the pattern has been published. It's on Ravelry and on my own website, and I will, of course, also link that one in the show notes. My other finished project this week is something that I cast on, knit, finished since we last spoke. This is my granny vest. This is a very simple vest. Actually, it is technically a slip over because this bottom band here in front, that's not a true bottom band. It doesn't open. Anyway, this vest was inspired by the vests that my father-in-law always used to wear. Knit vests, like with V-necks, buttons down the front. He would never open them, and neither would I. So what I decided to do was knit the vest in the round, saving myself miles and miles of purling. And then after the knitting, I knit this ribbing and just attached it after. So easy, and I love this vest. It's too warm right now. This is knit in a DK merino nylon. It's a sock yarn. It's way too hot right now, but very soon I'm going to be able to wear it just over a plain white t-shirt, and later I can wear it with dresses and with shirts, and I'm gonna love this. It is so simple, and I know myself well enough by now to know that it's the simple things that I reach for on a daily basis. This one is in testing right now, so it is gonna come out at some point. I don't know when yet. The yarn that I have been using is, as I mentioned, a DK sock yarn. It's a merino nylon blend, and it is the beautiful Fiftyfabulous colorway, a colorway that the dyer behind this yarn created especially for me. The dyer is by Kilarek, and I'm of course gonna link her and her lovely yarn as well. She created this colorway more than a year ago, and I have used it in my Knit with No Name and in my crossover top recently. There is also some Fiftyfabulous in the Scrappy shawl, and now I used it on its own in this vest. The other times I've been using this colorway, I've always held it with mohair, and I have just knitted away, and when I ran out of yarn, I just added a new skein and never worried about a thing. But since I'm knitting it without mohair this time, I decided to helical knit the whole thing. Yeah, No, helical knitting is fine. The only thing is that I always get tangled up in my yarn. Even if I'm only using one ball of yarn, I manage to get myself tangled up. So 2 balls. But anyway, I'm super happy that I did, because there's no pulling. You can't tell when I changed skeins, and I think the colors are just beautifully distributed over the vest. So yeah, vest that I am very, very happy with. For active whips, I only have 2 this week. And I did say active because obviously I have loads of old whips just calling out to me, please come finish me. I could be super useful, but this week I've been very, very focused. I have been knitting on a sweater that is, the whole project is just so special to me. I am knitting all the memories of the family vacation we went on this summer. Peter and I went with our youngest son and his family, and my brother and his family, and then my mother, who turned 75. We all went together to Bornholm, which is a teeny tiny little island in Denmark where she was born. And we spent a week together. And yeah, I am knitting all of the memories from that week into a lovely sweater. I hope it's going to be lovely. I will say that this has been, I learned a lot from knitting this. I learned that it's a super bad idea to knit a yoke in a completely new design on a too short cable while watching Stranger Things. I was not focused on my knitting, and when I finished the yoke, I looked at it and I was like, this is not right. And I put it on some barber cords to try it on, and I had just placed the increases completely wrong. It did not fit me at all. And I was walking around it and looking at it and cursing myself for not just, I mean, we were streaming Stranger Things. I could have just paused it, but then again, you can't because Stranger Things, right? Anyway, I had to rip back the whole thing and start over. But it is gonna be a heavy worsted weight sweater in some rustic Highland wool. This is the yarn in the skein. It's from Bikeileric, just as the Fiftyfabulous colorway. This colorway is called the Platinum Grey, Platingrå. And it is on her Highland worsted base. So it is untreated, it is rough, it is beautiful. I love this yarn. And it's gonna be perfect for fall. And I am, as I said, gonna knit all the memories in. The first memory that I'm knitting in are the waves rolling into the coastline. On Bornholm, the waves can be, they can be wavy, and there's not a lot of sandy beaches. Most of the beaches are rocks, which I love, and it's beautiful. And it's a little crazy and a little scary when it gets wild there, but it's beautiful. So that's the first thing that I worked into my sweater. I'm also going to put in some herringbone, because on Bornholm you eat smoked herring morning, noon and night. At least Peter does. I can do it only once a day, but yeah, you eat a lot of smoked herring. It's like the thing. So I'm going to put some herringbone in. I'm going to put a net showing how we in a family are tied together by the connections that we make with each other. And then I'm going to put some little birds because my brother, who I love very much, is a crazy bird watcher. So yeah, lots of fun memories all worked into one sweater. This is something that I am really enjoying working on. And it's going to take time, but I'm completely okay. I mean, if I have to knit everything twice, it's going to take even longer, but maybe I learned my lesson. Maybe. But then again, we're starting season 4 tonight. We came a bit late to this Stranger Things party, but anyway, we watched 3 seasons. And now we're starting season 4. And this time I am gonna hit pause from time to time and check that what I'm doing is correct. The only other thing I'm working on is something that I can't show you. It's in here. It's in this beautiful bag. It's a bag from the Urban Stitcher I'm sure you have seen it before with a beautiful sheet print. In it is my Advent project. Returning viewers will have heard me talk about the Advent project that I'm going to do this year. I'm going to get an Advent calendar with 24 mini skeins, and I challenged myself to come up with a garment that could use the minis, because I think a lot of us have these minis laying around, not really knowing what to do with them, and often I work them into blankets, but then there's also a limit to how many blankets I can use. So I wanted to challenge myself to use them in a garment. A while back, I decided on a sweater. I designed the sweater, but I was unsure, am I going to tell what it is or not? Now I have decided to tell you. It's a sweater. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to use DK weight, so you're going to hold your minis double if you have a fingering weight calendar. And then you're going to add a main collar, also a DK weight. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun to knit. And I am going to publish the pattern the day Christmas starts, which is November 9, the day after my birthday. I'm going to publish it, and I'm going to start a knit along where we can knit the sweater together, because there's going to be a lot that we can work on during November. The parts that are worked only in the main collar, and then come December 1st, we can start using our beautiful mini skeins. So yeah, that's also a very fun project. I am knitting away on it and enjoying myself immensely. I'm talking about Christmas because, yeah, for some reason, this is what I'm going to be talking about today while I'm trying to survive in the heat. Santa Claus came early this year. He brought me all of this yarn. Santa Claus came in the form of Hopi, a yarn company. I'm sure you all know them. They reached out to me asking if I wanted to try some of their yarns and give them a review here on the podcast. And of course I wanted to do that. I'm always curious about yarn. So they allowed me to pick some different yarns, and I decided, I have had a plan for the past couple of years to make a little Christmas collection with some knitted ornaments and maybe a little cowl, some mittens, something all Christmassy stuff. So this year I'm going to do it, and I'm going to be using this beautiful yarn. As you can see, I ordered some reds and some grays. Red and gray are the traditional Christmas colors in Denmark. That's what, I mean, this combination, everyone would say, yeah, Christmas. And then I added some brown, earthy tones just to keep it delicious. The yarns are 3 different kinds. No, it's fine. And I'm back, and so is Missa. Sorry for the interruption. She feels really bad about this, but I hope that she will allow me to talk about the beautiful yarns that I'm going to use for my Christmas projects. The first yarn that I ordered was this one. It's called Winter Glow Solid, and it is a acrylic wool blend. And what really drew me to this yarn was that it is it's a little unevenly spun. I don't know if you can even tell. Maybe it's easier to actually see it in the skein. That it's a little uneven. That combined with these beautiful earthy tones, that just, yeah, completely had me. That's gonna look so pretty in everything. In a cowl, a hat, mittens, little stars, hearts, anything. So yeah, I ordered these 3 colors, and these are, in case you're interested, color 28, this chocolatey brown. My favorite color here, 29, which is like a taupe color. And this sandy beige, which is color number 30. These are gorgeous. I can't wait to knit with these. Then I ordered some gray tones, and I ordered those in the Hobby Amigo, which is 100% acrylic yarn. I definitely think that there's a place for acrylics. Obvious choice for Christmas ornaments, especially the knitted Christmas ornaments, because they will sometimes take a beating. In my house, they will. Grandchildren will play with them, cats will play with them, probably dogs will play with them this year as well. And they're sturdy, and you can just throw them in the washer, no problem. So I chose the Hobby Amigo for the gray tones, and these are the colors 10 for this charcoal gray, and 9, this medium gray, and then color 3 for this one, which is, it's a sandy beige color with some gray undertones. That I'm gonna substitute this for white. Often I would use white together with the 2 grays, but again, my Christmas decorations, yeah, they will be used. They will not just be put on a shelf and admired. They will be used and played with. And so I thought, maybe not a pearly white. So these 3 are gonna get me some lovely, lovely ornaments. And then for the 3 reds, which I chose in one of their sock yarns, the Rainbow 8-ply sock wool, which is a 75-25 wool and nylon or polyamide. So this is not merino, this is pure new wool, they call it, and this is not as soft as a merino would probably be. This has a little bit of tooth, which I love. As you know, I would love to make myself Christmas socks out of this, striped in these 3 gorgeous colors. And I'm gonna knit little bitty hearts that I can put in bowls to place on tables and windowsills. And I'm gonna make all sorts of fun stuff with these. These come in 100-gram balls, so I have a lot of yarn here. I can make socks and ornaments and still have leftovers. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that, because this is what makes it Christmas and not just fall decor. The color numbers here are for this dark deep red. This is 33, and maybe you can see this is not a bright red. This is a deep, little bit muted red, which is just like, I love it. Color 33. Then we have color 34 for this amazing burgundy, and the one to give a little pop, 35, which will just look at them together. It's going to be beautiful. I can't wait to start knitting with this. This sock yarn really feels amazing. So I'm gonna start knitting soon, because everything that I have planned are like teeny tiny projects, except for maybe the socks and the cowls and stuff. But all the ornaments, the decorations, they're just little bitty projects that you can finish in a night or even in an hour, some of them. So that's gonna be nice when I need some instant gratification in the midst of these big sweaters that I'm working on. So yeah, for sure next time we meet here, I'll have some little things to show, I'm sure. That was it for the creative content this week. I have, well, as I told you, I've been on a family vacation, and after that we came back to Italy, just me and Peter. No guests, no arrangements, nothing to do, just work and relax, work and relax. We go for some nice walks every day, and we have these long lazy evenings, and we are just thoroughly enjoying ourselves, which is perfect, because what we have returned to is everyday life. And those everydays, there's a lot of them. If you don't love them, that's not okay. I do love my everyday life, and especially after such a long summer vacation, I love being back to work. And yeah, one thing that I am working on is planning this fall's knitathon, because of course we're gonna have a fall knitathon just like we had the spring knitathon this year. On October 15, we're gonna have our second knitathon, and it's not more than a week ago that I realized that that's right smack in the middle of Rhinebeck. And at first I was like, no, should I change it? And the logistics of changing it, because I'm traveling during the knitathon. So I couldn't wrap my mind around it. So I decided, no, we're gonna go ahead, because not everyone is going to Rhinebeck. I'm not going. I wish I was, but I'm not. And I'm sure that there are more people not going than actually going to Rhinebeck. So if you are going to Rhinebeck, please take me with you in your heart. And I hope that maybe you will come back to watch the Knitathon episodes after. But for everyone who's not going, I hope you're up for 24 hours of knit and fun. we are basically, gonna knit for 24 hours. Of course, you don't have to knit for 24 hours. You can knit for as long as you want to. You can take naps, you can go to work, you can do whatever your life requires you to do. But when you have the time, please come and join us, because I hope we're gonna have as much of a good time as we did last. It was just so much fun. There's a handful of Danish knitting podcasters who have promised that they will also contribute. They will go live during these 24 hours. If you have a podcast in English, I would love for you to join us, because it's really, really nice when you are knitting away for that long of a period to see some friends, virtual friends every now and then, have someone just pop in and say hello. So if you want to do that, please contact me at my email, which is pia@fiftyfabulous.dk. I also put that one in my show notes. I'm gonna try to set up a schedule so that we don't podcast at the same time, that we make space for each other. But yeah, I would really love for more people to join us. I will be doing the Knitathon in Texas, which is gonna be weird. But fortunately, I actually think the timing is easier when I'm in Texas, because I'm going to start at 8 in the morning, Saturday morning, and continue until 8 Sunday morning. If I was in Europe, I would be starting at 3 p.m., continuing on until 3 p.m. Sunday. So, yeah, I am really looking forward to seeing how this is going to pan out with me knitting for 24 hours while being super jet lagged and having grandchildren and family around. I'm gonna enjoy it for sure. To me, this is just a very special treat to myself, to dedicate 24 hours to the thing that I love so much. So again, this time I'm gonna design a sweater, just like I did the last time, my cat number 1. I'm going to design a cat number 2 that I will be working on. And I really hope that everyone is going to find something beautiful to work on. Last time, some people would cast on something brand new and shiny for the Knitathon, while others had lined up all of their whips and just taking them one at a time, finishing up, getting clear decks. I also think that since we're doing this mid-October, it would be a great time to get a head start on your holiday knitting, if that's something you do, if you are gonna make gifts for the holidays. Let me know let me know what you want to knit on the Knitathon, and if you're able to even participate. I hope you are. The more the merrier. That one I learned last time. I am gonna end things here because I just heard that Peter returned. He went for a bike ride up in the mountains. I'm gonna go see if he is still alive, and then I will continue knitting on my beautiful memory sweater. So until next time, be safe, be well, be happy, and enjoy your knitting.